Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to another predictions video. And in today's video, I'm be predicting the Beterbiev versus Yarde fight. If you are new around here though and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do need like the video, and let's get straight into it. So, going into this fight, Beterbiev is 18-0 with 18 KOs. That undefeated kind of KO streak of 18-18 shows why he's a beast. Yarde is 23-2 with 22 KOs, also a very good KO ratio. This fight is for the IBF, WBC and WBO World Light Heavyweight titles. Beterbiev's last fight was a win via TKO in round 2 versus Smith Jr., a very dominant performance, like majority of his fights have been, or at least that one definitely was. Yarde's last fight was a win via KO in round 3 versus Koikov, another very dominant performance against somebody which you kind of expected him to be able to be dominant against. Yarde's defeats have come against Arthur in 2020, which he avenged, and Kovalev in 2019. This is arguably Yarde's toughest test to date. I mean, both Kovalev and Arthur are very tough opponents, and it's fair enough that he did end up losing against both of them, even though he did avenge the Arthur one. But Beterbiev is arguably at a different level, and will be arguably a big step up for him, which is kind of he's going in with, I don't know if he's going in with an underdog mindset, but he's kind of is the underdog for everybody, and everybody's kind of ruling him out. But you can't really underestimate his ability. He does definitely have good ability and could upset things, and a lot of people would be surprised if he does. Also on this card though is Dalakian versus Jimenez for the WBA World Flyweight belt, in which I think Dalakian will win via unanimous decision. I think this will be a tough test for both fighters, but I think Dalakian's experience will be able to get him through this fight and get him through it relatively convincingly, and then I think he could be a big threat in the division and could definitely go on to win more belts in the future. And I mean, Jimenez might when he's gotten a little bit more experience, but I don't think he's quite ready for this jump up yet. Beterbiev is a great fighter who has immense power and is very disciplined. I mean, he obviously has the great power, it's shown from the KO ratio, but his discipline has to be very strict to be able to pick his punches well and know when to capitalize and know when to focus and be focused in the fight. And he seems like he's always focused in the fight. And yeah, that shows from his great discipline, and even out the camps, and I mean out the fights when he's in camp, he has seemed like a very disciplined fighter. And even though he is on the bit of the older side, I believe he's 39, but he's still in great shape and keeps his body very well conditioned to be able to fight at a great level. Yarde is also a powerful puncher who will have to use that power to possibly get the better of Beterbiev. I mean, there has been times where Beterbiev has been knocked down, and I mean, against Yarde, if he knocks you down, it would be tough to get back up, but Beterbiev has gotten up against other fighters and has kind of faced that adversity to be able to go through that and then be able to get victories, and it seems to arguably make him better when he does get knocked down. But I mean, obviously you wouldn't want that. And in his last fight, even though he typically does start quite slowly, in his last fight against Smith Jr., he was on it straight away, and that was arguably one of his best performances to date. And I mean, that's not great if you're a Yarde fan looking at that thinking, oh, okay, well, maybe he's changed now and he's even better than he was before, if that was even possible. So yeah, that would be interesting to see if he's fast off the blocks or if Yarde can beat him with his power. And Yarde is also fast and explosive and does have a great shot selection. I mean, not saying Beterbiev doesn't have any of them things. He's not overly as technical. He hasn't been known for in the past Beterbiev to be as technical, but recently, in his more recent fights, he has shown very good shot selection and has become more and more technical with every fight, improving with every fight. And I mean, like I said, it showed it in his last fight to be able to beat somebody like Smith Jr., who is a very good fighter, as dominant as he did, is very impressive. Beterbiev is the favourite for this fight, and I mean, it's fair enough. I mean, you can't really rule him out, and you can't really say any different. I mean, is that unbeaten streak and that KO ratio speaks for itself, to be honest. And I think that Beterbiev will win in via KO in round 5. I think Yarde just wouldn't have faced somebody really that similar to him, and it would be completely different for him, and it would be a very, very tough test for him. I believe Yarde will probably get the better in the first couple of rounds, and then possibly get a knockdown on Beterbiev, or just kind of outclass him for the first couple of rounds, and then Beterbiev will turn it up and then really improve and really showcase his ability, and we'll get him out of there by round 5. I don't really see it getting him much later. I mean, could go to like round 7, round 8, but I wouldn't see it going much later than that. I think it will be a stoppage win for Beterbiev. And then, I mean, there's only one fight which I want to see afterwards, and that'll be the Bivol fight. That fight will be a huge fight, especially if he wins this. And whoever wins that next fight, arguably is one of the pound for pound best at the moment, and is arguably one of the best light heavyweight champions ever. And it'll be an amazing fight, which I really want to see happen come maybe this summer or later part of this year. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Hope you did enjoy. Like the video if you did, need like the video, subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.